Welcome viewers, 20th of October 2019, Sydney Harbour, second race of the spring series for the 18-footer fleet.
The only one really left right down this end is Noakes Blue. Bucko there in behind the camera cat. And
they're on a 3-minute time run to the pin, brother, aren't they?
oh, no point getting in there and scratching the new paintwork, is there?
Exactly.
2 minutes.
A bit racked up already, 2 minutes. Boats all stationary, more or most of the fleet stationary. Dalzotto and Vintec up this end, but Jimmy, the podium, come on. You're allowed 3 calls for the podium, all right?
Yandu.
Yandu, yep, happy.
There you go, like that one.
Yep.
You've got the handicaps. That's half my battle. You got the handicaps in front of you, and I don't. Yandu, can't go past my mate Jack Sprague on the Dalzotto.
Keep trying.
And who else do I like? Why don't we, what's Appliances Online on?
5 minutes, brother.
I'll take a piece of them as well.
All right. Well, the only boat I'd add to that would be the Winning Group, in fact. So they're at full strength and they had a good hit out last week. Fleet really racked up towards the leeward end here. Just coming 1 minute. So
Well, we might as well mosey on down the line with them.
we might get a camera cat on the racetrack, Jimmy. What do you think?
Well, they're all down the other end. We might as well.
Oh, we're over early, easy. But we dip back.
Dip start
Dip start.
on the camera cat.
On port. Breeze just kicked a little left, so making it harder, I think, for the guys on starboard. Wow.
Stay deep.
Just about in the last half a minute, 20 seconds or so.
Big.
They've been pretty restrained though, the guys, haven't they? It's been good. But there's a big rack up. There's a big rack up. 5. Go. Pretty good.
Finport.
Finport crossed them all.
Kitchen Maker ended up being the bouncing ball in the middle of all of that.
Yeah. Some sounds of some breaking carbon.
Royal Oak and the Kitchen Maker are reacquainting friendships from last year.
Oh, well. The Birkenhead nearly in the drink, and the Smeg couldn't get out of the tack. Winning Group gone, though. Winning Group gone. Yandu gone. Noakes gone. And Finport gone. Well, that was amazing. No general. Plenty of collisions. Some sounds of breaking carbon.
Just going past the big fella and he's got the big shake of the head going.
Steve Quigley with... I will be one day when I get old.
Kitchen Maker starting penalty turns.
Behind us. Anyway, Finport leads from Noakes, Winning Group, Birkenhead, Smeg, Yandu, Appliances. So all of our preferred boats did get out of there, Jones, I think.
Well, the one we didn't really mention was Noakes in that early on, but Sean sailed well last week and obviously returned to form this week. So
yeah,
hopefully you can stick with it.
Sean's interesting case, with Ed Powers and Nathan in the boat. He seems to be pretty calm.
Yeah, well, it's the same crew as last year, Bucko. So, having the same crew, is a huge advantage. Just going past the ASCO and noticing Doyle mainsail on there, Bucko.
Yeah, no, there's some new bits of washing in the fleet, that's correct. The ASCO having to do a big duck. And into some pressure now, so watch them here. Appliances going well too, Jones, so not too bad out of little group. Yandu, Appliances.
Yep, Appliances just a tiny little dip if at all on Winning Group there. So
Yeah, so I think Winning Group probably going to set up the tack soon, or they might have to wait for Noakes. Noakes gone. Winning Group in the middle of the puff.
Yeah, and there's Herman moving, so they're just tacking.
Let's go, and we're with Yandu on the water, not on the screen. But on the screen here, the Yandu, good.
Yandu will probably just go on the other side of the shot.
Cruising boat in the way. Come on, Woody, we put money on you, son.
There they go.
Pretty good.
An old mate with his the cruising boat moseying on down the harbour.
Oh, look at that.
But on that shot there on screen, you can see his leading pack has sort of jumped out from everyone there. You got Yandu closest to us, Winning Group. Noakes out in front on the water.
Yeah, it looks like this group here that's got to this increase in pressure sort of
Finport, just noticing that just off screen to the right, Bucko, way down over there in Double Bay.
Yeah, he's seen greatness and run from it, but not over yet. But you'd have to favour this group here in the middle of the harbour, wouldn't you?
It's like sailing a Wesley, isn't it, today? It's like the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, don't talk about Wesley, Jimmy.
Great day yesterday, Bucko.
Yesterday, rather a violent day. Various venues. Jimmy and Chits were, as usual, covering the 16s at Manly. I had the good fortune of sailing a historic 18 on the harbour.
And swimming. And
going in the tide, indeed. Official starters report, wind 8 to 33 knots. Gives you a bit of an idea. A good bit of pressure here for these guys. Appliances will get in this puff and go.
I've just got the Winning Group coming down beside you. Just appliances online are around.
Uh-oh. So, a no script around now on the middle mark. So they've lost time on the 1 minute boats again on the first lap. Last week we saw, so look at these guys going off down the run, drone shot towards the harbour bridge. Looks as if the leaders are laying the mark on starboard jibe. So that looking upwind, the left-hand air on the left edge persists.
Noakes looks like he's heading back to, Sean looks like he's heading back to work.
Well, you never know. Where is the mark, James? I can't see it from here.
Went down off Robertson Point.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You got, looking at how hot the appliance online is, I dare say that the mark might be either right on the bow or very close to it. The appliance online, we're just going to run off down there and see what we can do with.
Yeah, the appliance online now just in VMG run mode. Got their main trim in the middle of the boat. So assume he thinks he's just about laying the mark and won't have to jibe again, but might have to. So he's erring on the low side. And the breeze just rotated back a little bit now and lightened, so a little bit more difficult to get there. So lines online in full VMG mode. Noakes sailing.
Noakes youth. Sean would love you calling him the youth, mate.
No, he admits not to being a youth anymore. Also in pretty much VMG mode. So these guys close to being on the starboard tack lay line. Smeg still soaking, but 3 strings. Smeg will get there.
Smeg got it comfortable.
How'd I go?
I turned you off after about 10 seconds, Bucko. I knew it was going to be a tough call.
Never in doubt, was it, son? Wow, look at that. That's a good header, isn't it? Good 30.
Great header.
Good 25, 30. So Sean will be scratching his head about that. Just went a bit far at the jibe mark. Appliances, comfortable drop. They'll be tacking pretty promptly if they're set. The Smeg left it a bit late. I don't know what's going on there.
Seems to be, well, you know, like Pete and Ricky in the boat, new combination, but yeah, you know, you've got Nicker in there as well. Different skipper this year for Smeg.
In the end, pretty comfortable actually. But,
Yeah.
And Yandu easily
But
third.
when you got the
so-
big paws of Pete Mackey to pack the spinnaker, makes it look like a Manly Junior spinnaker getting packed away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him and Trent Barnabas, the biggest hands in the universe. Okay.
Sean probably done the right thing out of the four of them there, tacked as soon as possible.
Free of choice, really, mate. But yes. So Brady Van Munster, the early jibe, scraped the jibe mark and came out in front. Pretty
Look
good.
who's just behind you, Bucko. Look who's come back in behind the Dalzotto is the Finport
And the Birkenhead Point Marina.
and the Birkenhead Point Marina. And is that who's on Ilvay? It's Pedro, is it?
Pedro, yeah, Pedro's steering the Ilvay today.
There you go. So our leader on course is Noakes at this stage, and we've got Appliances Online, Smeg and Yandu. You throw a blanket over him, Bucko.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Smeg's thinking. Got dirty air from a couple of sources and some inhibitions and a big header. I think you'd have to think that they might think about attack, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I think they know what's over on the left isn't really good for them, so they've
Here they go.
lesser two evils. But I don't think they'll go too far, though, Bucko.
No. And they're in a good line of breeze, so it wasn't the best tack in the world, but at least they're in pressure and I'll get three strings and get rolling here, so. The other guys standing hard right, which is interesting.
Yep. Just got Yandu on the left of screen there. And the Appliances Online, and just in the distance there, you got Noakes probably, 20-30 seconds in front at the moment there, Bucko?
Yeah, so we didn't quite see what happened there, but Noakes has stepped over Appliances and Yandu. And,
Who tacked out first down the bottom, Bucko? Noakes.
Noakes did. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Noakes group around the mark first. Bit of a slow set there.
Yeah, not the best. So Appliance Online going to round the blue mark shortly to leeward. So Appliance Online will lead going around the middle mark now. Yandu also going to that mark. So Yandu got two more little tacks. Appliances probably on the water got a 20 second gap. Yandu will be third on the water. And then Smeg and Finport have to go to the most distant mark. Yandu round the mark now. Appliances pretty slow set.
Yandu third around, comfortable.
Yep.
Spinnaker, probably the best set out of the three we've seen so far, Bucko.
The young fellow in the bow of the Yandu.
The mighty Burger.
Michael. Oh dear. Mike Kennedy. 20 years in front of the master, no ice cream, I think.
So they all came around no breeze up here, and then the one that snuck around is Dalzotto around the red mark.
Yeah, the limit boat Dalzotto going to the shortest mark. But Noakes back in the lead. Noakes got some puff on the other edge.
Yeah. Well, everyone came around. There's literally like the breeze has disappeared on us here.
Okay, so the two leaders have made the decision to go to the header on the far shore, and long shot delay from there, but they're both in bow down. Both in bow down, so hard to get through this little gap here and out to the new breeze. But looking at Yandu, they will lay from where they are, which is nearer to us. On the drone, we're travelling with Noakes and Appliance Online.
A nice little header there.
Yeah. You know, there's only a beat and a run to go, and you'd think that the race is now down to Appliances and Noakes.
You can't discard the mighty Yandu with John Winning on.
No, never discard them, but they've got about a, I don't know, 40-second deficit there.
Definitely a race out of these two.
This is one of those ones where you wish you could have a tracker on each boat and after the race figure out what the right answer is, because
I don't think there is a right answer today. Look at the.
Well, obviously there is one. It's just we don't know what it is, mate. Come on. Yeah.
It's opposite to everything that we'd be doing.
I didn't say that. I said it'll be coming into the mark on the starboard ley line, okay? Which is over the other side of the harbour. But these guys have done quite a good job, I think.
First time you've been right all day, Bucko.
Oh, well. Here we go. Noakes.
Jibe on the Noakes.
And Chits, what's going on?
And just here on the Appliances still. And Noakes just in the right behind.
We're right behind Appliances. Noakes got about not a big lead, 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
But these two have done completely opposite to what you were talking about, where the Finport, Birkenhead, Point Marina and so forth, they're all jibing off Clark Island, Bucko, which is what you were talking about earlier on when we were doing the transition across the harbour.
Yeah, how about, Jimmy, and for the viewers, quite a long way away over near Clark Island, but a Birkenhead, Point Marina looking like they're going to lay the mark from there without jibing. Ah, dear. So these guys back into a little header on port, so the breeze actually gone back to the right permanently a little bit here. Probably 30 degrees back to the right compared to what it was at the bottom mark last time. That explains some of the difficulty.
So this is the same course we're on last week, Bucko, but the breeze is a lot different today to last week.
Oh, yeah.
Swinging around and like for those at home.
Very different.
You know, it's very hard for these guys. Like, you know, you get taught to look at other boats that are sailing around to see what the breeze is doing where you got to go, but you know, that could change by the time you get there.
The Noakes nearly in the tide on the jibe drop. Oh dear. Oh, Eddie Van
Very
Muntz
nice.
is pretty bloody toey, but good.
Brett doesn't like adding any extra distance, does he?
He doesn't give much away. It's gone. So there you look at it, troops. Not a boat length between them hardly. So the yacht race is on. Jimmy, which way do we go up the last beat, mate? I'm a bit puzzled.
Well, remember they came out, Bucko, and it was a little bit more around to the left. So they taxed straight away and just headed for the other side of the harbour. The breeze has now gone more round to the right. Different ball game.
Permanent or temporary? That's the question.
Yeah, you have a look at the likes of Birkenhead, Point, Marina, Finport, Yandu coming down, and then you look up way over to your left at the Zoo, Bucko, the Rag and Noakes Blue, the angle difference and where the breeze is coming from, like, yeah, it's a tough one to figure out where you'd want to be, but you know, the guys like Birkenhead, Point Marina and Finport, where they've sort of done the little zigzag down Point Piper to Clark Island, seems to have paid dividends.
Yeah, the approach into the bottom mark from the starboard ley line marginally better than the other, I think, only marginally. And that Smeg's is in the hunt. So this is the peloton very much here. There's 6 boats: Smeg, Asco, Yandu, Dalzotto, Finport, and Armarine. Sorry, Birkenhead Point. I'm always confused. Thank you, Chits. And the hand. Yeah,
Yandu was a big loser out of that one.
Yandu's lost about 1 million miles, and Finport on scratch. So he's going to the most distant upwind mark. Birkenhead Point and Dalzotto both got the benefit of a shorter mark on this beat. So there's just a beat and then a short run back to the finish line near where the jibe mark was. So a bit of knife fighting to do here, but these boats all in touching distance of each other. And I guess...
Bit of Nick Daly coming back. I can hear him.
Yeah, yep. Oh, the wind. There's wind. All of a sudden there's wind. Yandu's done all right, but Birkenhead Point can't get the shoot down.
Bit of karate at the bottom mark. Harry Bethwaite doing all right on the ASCO steering, Bucko.
Yeah, no, he's gone well. And you'd think that if you could tack, you would. So there we go, the ASCO.
Harry's got the earpiece into you today, Bucko.
Oh, they got going well there. You'd favour them out of that. But they do have the long mark.
Nakes has actually opened the gap a little bit.
Yeah, 2 boat lengths. Not a huge amount.
Just looking at the crew height on both boats there, Bucko, the Nakes have got low hooks.
Well,
Appliance is a little bit higher up on their wire. Oh, I'll tell you what, the bowman's just fallen off Nakes.
He fell back on again. Should be right. Oh, he hasn't. Lifted himself off the hook.
Just wanted to call off. He's climbed back on.
Well, I guess, Jones, here's the thing.
There's a point of too low on the hooks.
These guys are heavier, but with bigger sail area than the Noakes. Brett doesn't seem to mind a little bit of angle of heel.
Just on the drone shot there, just the appliances online. Just coming up to the first mark, it's still got a little bit of ways to go. And just at the top left of the screen there, that's the Noakes group just tacking for the final time to go around this furthest top mark.
Yeah, he just needs a clean set here.
Clean set.
Good pressure. Good set. Oh, and the appliance is nearly in the tide on the tack. That's how hard right the breeze has gone.
Yeah, it was that and the waves off the new ferry comes out of Rose Bay.
So it's still a yacht race about, and appliance is overstood on the mark. That's how far around the wind is. So that's about 30 seconds. Not unknown that get lost in the way to the finish line, but appliance is now around the mark.
There on the drone, appliance is going, yep. Not too bad of a set, bit of a load up there, should be okay.
But maybe here, Jones, if you have a look now, they're in a header.
So you can see the spectator boats just in the back of screen there. They've got to get up over them, and the furthest one right on the corner of the island there. That's
there's a little lull coming. They'll get soaked.
They'll get there.
Just. Amazing, isn't it? Lead back out to what it was at the top, just by staying in the puff.
Stay on the boat.
Yeah, that's our other advice, indeed. So Noakes Group wins.
Well done, Noakes. 2 from 2.
2 from 2. Shawnee Langman, Ed Powies, Nathan Edwards, well done. Good bit of yachting.
Great bit of yachting.
And as mentioned, they will now be the sole boat on scratch next week. So giving everybody a start. And fairly emphatically, you know, they've put...
Just got the appliance online coming in here for second on the drone. Bucko?
They put a
top of the main still yet to flop out.
A few minutes on a winning route. Finport's sailed very well with
Haven't they?
with
Harry Price steering.
Harry Price steering. That's a good effort.
Keegan can just turn into the sponsor and sponsor only now.
Appliances get second, so they did have a chance to win that race probably, but couldn't get the last beat done too well. But they'll still be reasonably happy with that result, I think.
Finport come home for a third. Well done.
Dalzotto driving in a pretty good spot actually, so
Nick Daly trying to dictate terms to the Woody.
Not much that can be done here. Dalzotto only just across him though, and Dalzotto a little early. How about that? Captain Jack, impatient. Could be expensive.
Just soaking down.
No, he won't get there. He's got to
Won't
drive.
get there, though. No, he won't.
He's got to drive again. If Woody's close. Oh, wow. Lots of money resting on this. Dalzotto just.
Well, they're not across the line yet,
Yes,
are
they are. Yes, they are. By half a pole.
Jeez.
A short half head in horse racing terms. All good. Okay, well done those guys. Yandu contended for a fair bit of the race, but lost their way on the run. Got too near up to Bradley's Head. Smeg's had a torn chute for a lap and a half. So Birkenhead going to get there next, just from Royal Oak. Just.
And Royal Oak, nice job.
Nice job. Smeg.
Smeg will probably be next.
Spinnaker about to separate itself into two pieces if they're not careful. Smeg gets there.
And then Noakes Blue, about Heritage.
Noakes Blue.
Well sailed.
And after that, Asco and Winning Group prominently not anywhere near the peloton. There might be a steward's inquiry into the performance of the Winning Group. Not sure what happened there. And we saw Asco commit some sins on the start line and have to do some penalty turns. So they were never probably going to make a comeback from that.
Well, the Asco, no, it was Asco got away. All right, it was Kitchenmaker that was doing penalty turns.
Oh, sorry,
at the start.
Kitchenmaker indeed. So
That was last week. The Asco jumped the start.
Steward's inquiry. Okay, somebody fell off. All right.
Last week.
Okay, all right. We stand corrected. I hope we haven't confused you too much today. We were confused. Tough day for the yachtsman. Tricky little easterly wind. On behalf of everybody aboard the Camera Cat, Aero Media, John O'Witty, Anthony, Max, Jimmy, Michael Chittenden. Thanks for coming today. Same time next week. Camera Cat over and out.
Shot there of the Asco. Look at that.